That's the energy we're talking about today. Quiet confidence, the kind that doesn't need to shout, flex, or prove anything. See, true respect doesn't come from raising your voice or having the last word. It comes from how you carry yourself, your composure, your restraint, and the words you choose when the moment tests you. And sometimes all it takes are a few well-placed phrases, said calmly, said with presence, to command respect instantly. So in this video, we're diving into 3 Stoic-inspired phrases that do exactly that. They'll help you stay grounded, earn respect naturally, and speak with the kind of strength that doesn't need to announce itself. Let's get into it. Here's the thing. People think commanding respect means dominating a conversation or winning arguments. That's not it. Respect isn't forced. It's earned through clarity and calm. The Stoics understood this deeply. They believed that how we speak reflects how we think. If your mind is scattered, your words will be too. But if your mind is steady, if you've trained yourself to stay centered, even a simple sentence can carry power. So these 3 phrases aren't about manipulation or clever comebacks. They're about embodying self-respect first, so others naturally follow your lead. Let's start with the first one. 1. I understand. It sounds simple, almost too simple, but when used with intention, I understand is one of the most powerful things you can say. Because here's what happens when you say it, and mean it. The temperature in the room drops. Tension dissolves. The person in front of you realizes you're not their enemy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you are offended at any man's fault, turn to yourself and study your own failings. Then you will forget your anger." In other words, understanding is power. When someone's angry, defensive, or trying to provoke you, understanding doesn't mean you agree. It means you're not dragged into their storm. Imagine this. Someone criticizes you unfairly at work. You could snap back, or you could say, "I understand where you're coming from." That one sentence disarms them. You're acknowledging their perspective without surrendering yours. You're showing emotional maturity, and people feel that. When emotions rise in a conversation, pause before reacting. Take a breath, make eye contact, and say, "I understand." Then, stay silent for a moment. Don't rush to justify or explain. That silence after those 2 words often says more than a paragraph ever could. You're showing that your composure isn't negotiable, and people respect the person who doesn't get shaken by noise. 2. Let's think about this. This one is pure Stoic wisdom in action. Epictetus taught that we should make the best use of what is in our power and take the rest as it happens. And what's in our power? The ability to pause and think. When you say, "Let's think about this," you're doing something rare. You're slowing things down in a world that worships speed. You're signaling, "I don't rush to react. I don't follow emotion blindly. I take time to think." That phrase commands respect because it projects control. You're not stonewalling, you're leading. Let's take a real-world example. Your team is panicking about a project deadline. Everyone's talking over each other, blaming, spiraling. You step in and say calmly, "All right, let's think about this." Instantly, you've changed the tone. You've created space for reason to return. You've shown that you're not part of the chaos. You contain it. Seneca said it perfectly. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. When you say, "Let's think about this," you're separating imagination, fear, drama, assumption from reality. You're bringing logic back into the picture. Use it when decisions feel rushed or emotional. Use it when someone tries to bait you into reacting fast. Use it when you feel your own emotions rising as a cue to pause. You don't need to have the answer instantly. You just need to show you're the one thinking clearly while others react impulsively. That alone earns quiet respect. 3. That's not necessary. Now this is the Stoic boundary setter. Calm, direct, final. That's not necessary. It's the verbal equivalent of standing your ground without raising your voice. Marcus Aurelius wrote, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. When someone crosses a line, tries to drag you into gossip, over-explains, or pressures you to do something that doesn't align with your values, you don't need to argue. You don't need to justify. You simply say, "That's not necessary." That phrase does something special. It shuts down nonsense without hostility. Someone keeps apologizing excessively for a mistake that's already handled. Instead of saying, "It's fine, stop apologizing," you just say calmly, "That's not necessary." Or someone's trying to pull you into an argument that serves no purpose. You can cut the energy instantly. "That's not necessary." It's polite, it's final, it draws a boundary without aggression. Use it when people push for more explanation than you owe. Use it to end unproductive debates or over-apologies. Use it when someone's trying to guilt-trip or manipulate you. You're not rejecting the person, you're rejecting the unnecessary drama. The Stoics believed the wise person acts, not reacts. This phrase is exactly that, action through restraint. The power behind the words. Here's the truth. These phrases work not because of the words themselves, but because of the mindset behind them. If you say, "I understand," but you're seething inside, it'll show. If you say, "Let's think about this," but you're secretly panicking, people will feel it. The Stoic way is to embody the calm before you speak. That means developing habits that anchor you. Morning reflection or journaling. Breathing before responding. Asking yourself, "Is this within my control?" before reacting. Because once you build that inner stillness, your words naturally carry more weight. Marcus Aurelius said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." When your thoughts are grounded, your presence is too, and respect follows. Let's bring this into real life. At work, a co-worker criticizes your project during a meeting. Instead of snapping back, you say, "That's one way to see it." Then you calmly explain your reasoning. Result? You come across as confident and unshakable, the kind of person who doesn't crumble under pressure. In relationships, you're in a heated argument, voices are rising, you say, "Let's take a moment." That single line breaks the emotional spiral and gives both of you space to think clearly. You've just turned conflict into communication. In daily decisions, a friend wants you to commit to something you're unsure about. Instead of saying yes to avoid awkwardness, you simply say, "I'll think about it." That pause helps you stay aligned with your priorities instead of living by someone else's. Each of these examples is small, but together they build a habit, the habit of calm authority. Let's bring it home. Respect isn't something you demand, it's something you embody. The Stoics didn't seek admiration, they sought mastery over themselves. And these phrases, "I understand," "Let's think about this," "That's not necessary," they're verbal reflections of that mastery. They show the world that your calm isn't weakness, it's strength under control. Seneca once wrote, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." Every tough conversation, every test of patience, that's your chance to prove yourself, to show that your calm isn't for show, it's earned. So here's your challenge. This week, practice using just one of these phrases in real life. Don't force it, wait for the moment. When it comes, say it slowly, with conviction. Then notice what happens, not just around you, but within you. That's the real Stoic power. If this video helped you see things a little clearer, write a comment, like and subscribe to Stoic Wisdom for more timeless lessons on strength, clarity, and self-mastery. And remember, the calmest voice in the room is usually the one in control.